Okay, it finally worked. Hey everyone, Dumonto in here. And I just had one of those heart-stopping moments where, well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but when I went on StreamYard and everything was go, and then all of a sudden I looked over and there were all of these red stripes saying, no, 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 an error occurred. So so I apologize. I'm a few minutes late, but I am so happy to be here. I haven't been broadcasting as much lately, but this is my third time, in the last, it's 3 weeks straight. So I'm feeling really good about that. Some of you may remember that last month, I had a technological meltdown here. Not only did my computer go, but then when we tried to get everything back up and running, my new computer didn't always act the same as my old one did. So we went through some growing pains here, and I had a few very embarrassing guest appearances, but I think we've got everything settled down now. Now, hold on, because, it did bring it up. Okay. Sometimes when I'm in StreamYard, it won't let me see any of the pages or comments or anything. So I'm looking over here to see if you have a comment or if you have a question. Above me, there's a box that says to give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook information. And if you click that and do that, then every time you're on here, I'll be able to see your name and see who's making the comment or asking the question. And, sometimes things get a little wild around here, and there is a 10-second delay between talking with you and then seeing your comments. So if I miss a comment or a question, leave it for me in the comments below, and I promise I will get back to you. One of the things that I'm doing now is every Friday, we'll be posting a welcome message to our new members in the group, and I'll also give you some updates on LinkedIn. So stay tuned. And also stay tuned because I just finished creating a LinkedIn profile checklist. I'm not ready to put it online right now, but within the next week, we will have it up, and that will be a free profile checklist that you can use to write your LinkedIn profile. So stay tuned because I think that's something that you're really going to enjoy. Now, let me get things up and running here. I'm going to click share screen. This is always the scary part. Click share screen, share screen, share screen. Oh, it looks like it's actually going to do it. Yes, okay. Now let me pull up my slides here, and I will not be doing slides the entire time. At the end, I'm going to go live on LinkedIn and show you where some things are, so stay tuned. But let me look here. There we go. I am always so thrilled when technology works because I have in my life experienced times when technology didn't work, to my great embarrassment. So it's always a big deal when it does work. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about 10 ways that you can promote your personal and or professional brand on LinkedIn. And I would suggest that for small businesses, your personal and your company brand are one and the same, or at least very closely aligned. So the first thing we're going to look at is the LinkedIn Social Selling Index. Now, we talked about this a little bit a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about it again last week. But if you missed it, keep your ears on because I will go through it again. Then we're going to define what a personal brand is and the components of a personal brand, what goes into it. And then we're going to look at what makes a really strong brand, because, who wants just an average brand, right? You want your brand, the role of a brand is to tell people about you, who you are, who you help, how you help them, and how you help them differently than your peers. That kind of sums up your brand. And then we're going to look at 10 ways that you can promote your brand on LinkedIn, which is worth its weight in gold right there. So let's take a look at the social selling index first. Now, excuse me a second. We've talked about this several times, but it is worth talking about again. There is some controversy. Well, maybe that's a little bit too strong a word, but yeah, there's some controversy as to whether the social selling index is a vanity metric. In other words, it's something that you can point to and say, well, I have an SSI score of, and impress people with it, or whether it's a really useful metric that will help guide you as you're doing social selling. And I kind of fall into this last group, and I'll talk about that as we go through. Okay, the first pillar of the social selling index is establishing your professional brand. And not coincidentally, that's what we're talking about today, and we will continue talking about it next week. Because establishing your professional brand is what everything else you do on LinkedIn is built upon. Your brand is your foundation. Okay, then the next pillar is finding the right people. And we've talked about this. LinkedIn is like the place to be to find B2B prospects. The reason being, I keep saying BBB, the reason being that you can really drill down on LinkedIn to find the exact people that you're looking at. LinkedIn's filters are so much more robust than any of the other social media platforms. And also, if you, either have Sales Navigator or you just try it for a free month, you will see that LinkedIn has these amazing filters that allow you to really drill down. And Sales Navigator has 12 more filters than LinkedIn. Now, am I suggesting that you get Sales Navigator? Yeah, for 1 month, I think you absolutely should get Sales Navigator. And you should really, really play around with those filters and find out the exact filters that are going to produce your ideal clients. Because then you can't use those filters. Sales Navigator, once you let it go, doesn't keep that information. So it's not like you can get a free month now and then pay for a month and then get another free month. It doesn't work that way. And even if you pay for the month, when you let it go, when you end up, closing down Sales Navigator, just understand that everything is gone then. Okay, but it's not like you can't do everything that you can do in Sales Navigator, you can do in LinkedIn. It might be a little awkward. It might not be quite as convenient. It may take a little longer, but you can do it. So just keep that in mind. Okay, engage with insights. And this is one of those phrases that no one seems to really be sure about. Now, I look at it from the point of engagement, because LinkedIn, like every other social media platform, is promoting engagement. How you engage and interact with others. Engagement on LinkedIn means engaging with other people's content as well as with them individually. But engage with insights. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to show you exactly where that comes into your strategy. And then finally, the last pillar of the 4 is building relationships. And when you think about it, this is the exact same thing that we've always done in terms of networking. You know, we've promoted our professional brand and made sure that people understood our brand. We've found the right people. We've found where they hang out, you know, and we've learned how to network and create referral networks, you know, that keep our clients coming to us. Engaging with insights is just having your ear to the ground and reaffirming or affirming people who do something that you can share with others. And then finally, building relationships. Well, isn't that how we've always sold our services and our programs? It's been that one-on-one conversation that we have to have, because as coaches and consultants and some other professional service providers, our programs, our packages, and our services, you know, have a significant price associated with them. And so it's really important for people to understand our brand and learn to trust us before they're going to buy from us. Okay, so what is a personal brand? Well, here I'm going to borrow from William Arruda, who is one of the people that I follow closely. He's the founder of Reach Communications, and that's where some of my certifications come from. So, borrowing from William, a personal brand is your unique promise of value. And each one of those things, each one of those words has real meaning when we talk about a personal brand. When we talk about unique, a personal brand differentiates you from all of your peers, all of your competitors. It makes you stand out among them by differentiating you, by selling that difference. William has a saying that I think really makes sense. He says, you don't have to be famous. You have to be selectively famous. In other words, you have to be, it's your difference that people buy. You know, there are over 700 million people on LinkedIn. You know, well, maybe you're the very best in your field. Maybe nobody beats you, but that would be pretty rare. Most of us have competitors, and it's not being the most famous person out there that sells our services. It's being different in the way that our clients and our customers and our followers want us to be different. We're their kind of different, okay? And then it's a promise because it's authentic. A strong brand is the same everywhere. In other words, you behave in the same way to your family and friends as you do to your church colleagues, to people in your professional organizations, and with your clients. So your brand is authentic in that it promises that you are always going to deliver what you say you deliver. Okay, and then finally, value. And value, well, when you think about value, value is really in the eyes of the beholder. We always say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Well, value is too, because depending on our circumstances, we will see value differently. If I have a dentist, well, I do have a dentist. If my dentist starts sending me, whoops, went the wrong direction here. Start sending me, no, wait, I didn't either. If my dentist starts sending me a lot of, let's go. Okay, there we go. A lot of information about implants, you know, that he's got this great savings that you can get on implants. Well, if I'm in the position and I'm looking for implants, then, you know, that would hit me just right and I would be in contact. But if I'm not looking for implants right now, that value isn't going to seem relevant to my problems. And value is always related to your ideal clients. If it's not related to their problems and their challenges, then they see no value in it. So your personal brand is unique because it differentiates you. It's a promise because it's authentic, and it's a value because it addresses problems and challenges that are relevant to your ideal clients, to your target population. Okay, so we've looked at what a personal brand is. So what are the components of a personal brand? Well, your components of your personal brand are many. Your personal brand reflects your goals. Your brand reflects your business goals. It's your vision, what you want to see happen in the world. Is your vision world peace? Well, that's great. What's your purpose? What are you doing individually to make that vision happen? What are you doing in your practice to create world peace? Okay, so your vision is that bigger than you thing that you want to see happen in the world. Your purpose is how you contribute to that vision, what you're doing. Your values, what's important to you, what's not important to you. And your passions. We go into business, particularly those of us who are coaches and consultants, because we have a passion for something. But passion isn't always enough. We also, and interest aren't enough. We have to include other things like our strengths. Do we have the expertise to do this? And then finally, our personality characteristics. And personality characteristics include quirks. And why do I say that? Because, we all have quirks, and we all have personality quirks. And there's something reassuring to us about knowing that the person that we're dealing with is also imperfect. How much do you really want to engage with someone who's perfect? Well, you might, if you're really looking for perfection, and their expertise will give you that, then that might be what you're looking for. But normally, we want our heroes and our mentors and our coaches and consultants to be human beings. So let a few of those personality characteristics shine through. What are some of the characteristics of a strong brand? Well, here we have clarity. Your brand must be very, very clear so that people understand the difference between you and your competitors. It must be authentic. We can see through inauthentic presentations and people. It just stands out, doesn't it? You recognize it right away. So when we see something that really is authentic, it hooks us because it's so refreshing, and it's transparent, and it seems real. Consistent. Consistency when it comes to branding means that your brand is the same wherever you are. When you interact with the people in your professional organization, you're pretty much the same guy or gal who's coaching the Little League baseball. Or do they have Little League baseball teams for both girls and boys? I don't know, but you're coaching a ball team of kids. Okay, so you're going to be the same person when you're interacting with those kids as you are when you're interacting with your colleagues. You are always going to be the same. Your brand has to tell a story. And when you think of stories, you think about, well, what was your problem? What's the problem that you share with your clients or with your ideal clients? What did you have to overcome? What were the challenges? How did you overcome them? And then how can you make that happen for them? Okay, not just your story. Well, yeah, your story is what brings you to life. It's what makes you real in the eyes of your prospective clients. Expertise. This is just basic, isn't it? If you don't have the expertise to do what you say you're going to do, well, that's going to be a problem. And then value. Remember, value lies in the eyes of the beholder here. Value is related to the problems and challenges faced by your ideal clients. Okay, let's talk about how to promote your personal brand on LinkedIn. 1, complete your profile. Now, when you are on your LinkedIn profile, if you scroll down to your dashboard, up in the right-hand corner, it's going to have a rating. Well, maybe not that, but it's going to tell you how complete your profile is. It's going to say it's 50% complete, or it's 80% complete, or it's going to say all-star and have a picture of a star there. That's what you're shooting for. You want an all-star profile. And all-star doesn't mean what you might think it means. All-star doesn't mean, whoa, this is a great profile. All-star means that you completed and used all of the characters that were available, throughout it, so that you completed your about section and it wasn't just a couple of sentences. You completed your experience, you completed the education. An all-star profile is complete. Use multimedia on your profile and in posts. People love multimedia. And more than that, Google loves multimedia. Well, Google loves images. And so when you use images on your profile and in your posts, Google reads those. And you know what Google likes better than images? It likes moving images. So, if you have images, things like, certificates and licenses, or an image of your last company picnic, and you were all doing the 3-legged race, or maybe you go crossing the finish line in the 3-legged race. It's things that move, things that appeal to people, things that reach out and touch us emotionally. So it could be a very short video like this, where you're talking into the camera and you're explaining something. So don't be afraid to add multimedia, and please don't be afraid of video. Get Zoom, download the free version, and then practice and record them and play them back until you get comfortable. And you know what? There's no such thing as a perfect video. So just, think of me. You can be imperfect, and it's okay. All right, create a company page. And this is so important. You have your profile, and on your profile, you're going to have logos for the various businesses that you have had or that you've worked in. And you're going to tie that to your company page. When you do, every time someone clicks on that logo, it will take them to your company page. And everything that you post, all of those things go on your company page. So you want to enrich that page, by sharing things from your profile. Engage with insights. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that when I take you into LinkedIn. But basically that means that you are engaging with the content you see in your news feed. And I'm going to show you in a little while how to make that news feed, how to improve it so that you're seeing more of your ideal clients, you're seeing more of the topics that you're interested in, and so you can make that news feed work for you so much better. Okay, share relevant information. And by relevant, I mean it relates to the problems and challenges of your ideal clients. And by sharing relevant information, I don't mean just passing along, somebody shared a quote, so you're going to share that again. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about engagement. And remember, LinkedIn wants you to engage. So engagement in terms of sharing relative information means that you are sharing content that would be of interest to your ideal clients. So let's say you just see a really, really great article that a lot of your ideal clients would be interested in. Share it. But when you share it, don't just share it, and let that be it. Comment on it. People want to know your point of view. Your point of view is part of your brand. So if you share it, give your opinion. If you're sharing a top 10 list and you think, it's got some really great suggestions, but number 4 jumped out at you, or you think number 4 is a bunch of baloney, and you wouldn't recommend it to your dog. Well, okay, maybe you'd recommend it to your dog if your dog likes bologna. But when you're sharing content, you want to share great content, and then you want to share your opinion, why you think this really is pertinent, and why you're sharing it. Okay, let's look at a few more ways. 6, participate in groups. And I know groups have gotten spammy. They're not the way they used to be. I mean, LinkedIn used to be known for its great groups where you could get into these wonderful conversations and really build relationships. And groups are not what they used to be. That's why many of us who have LinkedIn groups have them on a different platform. But groups can still be really beneficial. For one thing, look at your subject matter groups, because you can find a lot of relevant content in your subject matter groups. But also look at groups where your ideal clients would hang out. Are you a baseball coach? Then or let's say you're an amateur baseball coach, or better yet, you're an amateur baseball coach and you can help people improve their batting average by, I don't know what a good percentage would be, 50%. They can blow it out of the sky. They can really up their batting average. By being in a group where people are concerned about batting averages, then you're going to get into some great conversations, or at least you're going to have the opportunity to do that. And you can comment and share and really build relationships that way. Now, the cool thing about groups, and keep this in mind, is that not only can you promote your brand while you're in the group by being transparent, and the fact that your headline shows up as a tag in the group, you can, in groups, interact with people and get their attention. And what that means is, if you comment and interact with them a little bit, you have the opportunity to invite them to be part of your network. And you can do this with 15 people every month. Now, that's 15 people across all of your groups. You can't go in and invite 15 people per group. But think about that, 15 people a month, that adds up pretty fast. And if you are making sure that you build relationships and interact with those people, and continue building those relationships, then groups are a major part of your content marketing strategy. Okay, and then produce high quality content. Now, we used to recommend that you be on LinkedIn all the time. Post that article 5 times a day and get people's attention. Well, now we realize that, yes, you may get people's attention. You might annoy the heck out of them too. So think about it, and think about how you involve people with your content. And when we get into here, we can look at that a little bit, or get a little further. Tag people and use hashtags strategically. Now, if you're not familiar with hashtags, by entering a hashtag and a topic and no space between it, you can pull up content on LinkedIn that relates to that hashtag. And so when you post content on LinkedIn, you want to include some hashtags, because hashtags are what people are following. So let's say, you think this video is great and you want to share it on LinkedIn. You could post a link to the video, and you could say, oh, you've got to see this video. It's fantastic. Thank you for sharing it. And, you could put hashtag LinkedIn, hashtag personal brand, hashtag Dumont Owen, hashtag promote your brand, or something like that. But you get or hashtag social selling index. You could use any of those to draw people who are following those hashtags. Now, the other thing you can do is tag people, and tagging people can work for you or against you. And I just watched one of my favorite influencers, Adam Houlihan, talk about this recently. If you tag people in your post, like, you've put your hashtags and everything, and then you do an at symbol, at, and you put someone's name, and then at, and you put another person's full name, and then at, and you put another person's full name. Well, they're going to get notified of that. But if they choose not to come and comment or answer your question or whatever, LinkedIn counts that against you. So you want to be careful with that. However, if they do, then it works for you and it can help you in the feed. But if you do it in the comments, if you come back and say at so-and-so, like it could be at Dumont Owen, at Lynn Owen, at Chuck Owen, my husband, or at Maisie Owen, our cat, we're going to be, well, Maisie's not going to get the notification, but I will. And if we then come and comment, it's not necessarily going to, well, it might. It will up your content score in terms of interaction. So yes, it could actually help that. So remember, hashtags and tagging people, do it strategically so that it doesn't end up costing you more than it helps you. Okay, ask and answer questions, and there are a number of places you can go for this. Answer the Public is a favorite one that people do. I just found one the other day, and when we share screens, and I'm in not Sales Navigator, when I'm in my other browser. Thank you, Dumont. You pulled that one out. You can go into Answer the Public. You can go into, I think this is Ask Also, and you can look on Quora. On Quora, people ask questions. On Reddit, people ask questions. So research the questions that people are looking at and asking that are related to your topic. Like I could go into Answer the Public and mention personal brand, and it's going to say, what is a personal brand? Why personal brands? When to personal brand? It's going to give me all of these topics. So, ask questions and then post the answers. And then finally, nurture relationships. And this is all about that building relationships. That's the fourth pillar of the social selling index. So what should you do next? Well, the first thing I would suggest is clarifying your brand, because if you're not clear on your brand, then it's going to be very hard to promote it on LinkedIn. And when we go on LinkedIn, I'm going to show you a few places where you can promote your brand. So you want to get really, really clear on who you are, what your qualities are, who you help, how you help them, and then what happens when you help them, and a little bit of what makes you different from other people who do this. You're also going to brand and keyword optimize your profile. Think about the words that people would use to find you. You can be, wonderfully created in some steps, but you want to make sure that you use words that people look for. People don't search for the head bean counter. They look for an accountant, right? So brand your profile with your personal brand, who you are, what you do, who you help, and the results, but also include keywords that people are going to look for. Create a content strategy. Sit down and look at, what the main message is that you want to communicate. What is that main promise? What is your main promise to your constituents? And then map out three areas of supporting content. How do you prove that? What are your supporting messages? And then what are the proof points for each of those? So take your main content and keep breaking it down into more and more discrete categories. And that's how you're going to find great content to post. And you're also going to be able to consider what formats you want to use. You know, are you really comfortable with PowerPoint? Maybe that's your stick. Are you really comfortable in front of a camera? Maybe you're going to do video. Make sure it's a format that you'll enjoy doing, or you just won't do it. Develop a lead generation plan, and by this I mean a system. What do you do every day to generate leads? And then finally, create a LinkedIn playbook to guide your daily and weekly activities. You know, we talked about promoting your brand and engagement. Well, one of the ways you can really engage easily is to what LinkedIn calls engage with insights. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. So if you want to get in touch with me before we let go of the PowerPoint, these are some of the ways you can do it. Email me, dumont@dumontowen.com. Is that egocentric or what? dumont@dumontowen.com. You can invite me to connect on LinkedIn. Mention that you saw me in this broadcast. I'd love to hear from you. You can invite me to connect on Facebook, or you can go to my webpage that I actually can't get into right now because I lost the access, but you can go look at it and we'll go from there. So anyway, that is the presentation portion of this. Let me get rid of this PowerPoint and go in. Hold on. I'm very nearsighted. If you don't know that, you'll figure it out really soon. So let's stop that. Okay. So I'm going to pop over here, and it's not popping. Hold on a second. Go to here. Okay, it looks like we're all on the same page. I like to see that. Okay, I am going to, hold on. Well, over here. Okay, I am going to share my screen one more time. And before I do, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to pull up another browser so that I can share this to you. So just so you know, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to share screen. Okay. Okay, let me do it. Whoa, okay, I hope you can see this. I don't have a way to look over here. Well, yeah, I do actually. Let me look and just see if we've got any questions popping up here, because I don't want to lose you guys. No, it looks like we're fine. So, okay, hold on a sec. All right, so here we are at LinkedIn. Oh boy, we're at LinkedIn. Okay, I want to show you a few of these things that I've been talking about. Okay, so when you're on your profile, if you see right here, you can, I should be able to see it, whoops. Okay, you can see right here 3 places that I've branded my profile. My headline or my banner, I've had designed to reflect my my tagline, more leads, more clients, more revenue, more life, which I really believe. You also see my picture, which hopefully looks friendly to you. And here's my headline. And you can see that after, and there are conflicting viewpoints on whether this is a good idea or a bad idea, so you can test it out. In my behind my name, I've included PhD, and then I've included my master personal brand strategist. LinkedIn, some people say LinkedIn will penalize this for you for doing this. I have not seen that with my own profile, but check it out. If you start not being able to see all of it, then you can drop this down into here, because LinkedIn has changed the number of characters you're allowed to have in your headline now. Now you can have, it's gone up from 120 to 220, which is really good. I would just urge you to keep it simple, because that's an awful lot for people to read through. Okay, another thing you can do to promote your brand is to add multimedia to your profile. You can see here I have more than one. I have several of my videos on here to try and get more people to look at them. And you can also see right here, this is what I was talking about. Your dashboard is only visible to you, but in your dashboard, you can see, the degree to which your profile is complete. Mine is complete, so it says all-star profile. You'll see 50%, 75%. It will let you know where you are. You can also see the number of people who have viewed your profile. And this is really handy. Now, you won't see as much of this if you have the free LinkedIn version, but if you have Sales Navigator, you're going to see the people who have looked at your profile over the last 90 days. So that's really a great resource. You can then go look at them. And let's say that I look at Ryan Thomas, and I see that he's a development product owner at USAA. If I want to connect with him, I would go to his profile and then connect, because if I connect from his profile, I have the option of adding a personal message, and you always want to do that. Okay, another thing that you can do is, let's see if it's going to let me do this. Okay, let's see if this will take. Yeah, you're going to build your company profile, and this is what I have on mine right now. So it will have your company profile, and you can promote your various services and all of that. Now, I also happen to have Sales Navigator, and I wanted to show you a difference between Sales Navigator and LinkedIn. So here we have LinkedIn, and I'm actually going to go to my homepage on LinkedIn. And then over here we have Sales Navigator, and I have a similar kind of news feed on Sales Navigator. Now, there's a big difference in the news feeds of LinkedIn and Sales Navigator, and here's what it is. In LinkedIn, if you want to improve your feed, you can go to any article or post in your news feed, click these three little dots, and then go down here and say, wait, embed, copy link, save. Okay, it should allow me to improve my feed. I'm not seeing that. So let me go down to the next one. Have they changed this? Oh, there it is. Okay. You can see now in the one above, I probably already had a relationship with that person. But if you look here, as I go down, this is my news feed. Okay, this is that central column on your home page. And if you click those three dots, you can click here and say, improve my feed. And that is going to take you to this page. And this page is all the people who are following you. Okay, so to improve your feed, you can choose, or not all the people, but the topics that you are either following or that are following you. So you can look at your network and see all of this. Now, if I want to just look at, I want to look at my network, I can look at that, but I can also go back to home, and I can choose to improve my network, improve my feed by choosing to follow some of these topics and people. So here I can see that this guy is following me. Now I can go to his profile and look and see if he's someone that I would want to be connected with. If so, I have the perfect opportunity because he just checked me out. So there's something about my profile or about me that he wanted to connect with. So this is a really great source. And that's how you improve your feed. Now, when I go to LinkedIn Navigator, Sales Navigator, these are already the people who I have on my saved leads list. So these are already people that I consider leads. And in order to engage them with insights, I can look at their post and then comment on it. So let's say that, let's go down here. Okay, this woman just shared a post. So see, I can scroll down. This isn't Sales Navigator, but I can scroll down and I can see more. I can see all of the posts that she's done over the last so many days. And then I have the option of going to that post and liking it, commenting it on it, or sharing it. And that really drives engagement. So that's another way that you can do that. I can go back to my home page, and I can see all of this great information that folks are putting out. So if I say, see this one, Boss Up Goddess, I can go for that. I can go for that sentiment. I can click share. And when I click share, I can search groups to share it with. I can copy it, or like I said, I can share it in mail or in messages. I can also comment on it, or I can link to it. I can comment on it. I can give an emotional reaction. Maybe I just love it. Or maybe I think it's really cool. Or I can send it. And if you look down here, I can pick the people that I want to send it to. So in my feed, I can pick out those people. So that's another really great way to promote your brand. Another way would be, and I'm going to go over here to show you this, is to participate in groups. And if you click over here, this is going to give you that opportunity. You can search groups and you can search requested, but you can also create a group. But I would suggest that you search for a group and join that group. It's a lot easier. Another way that you can promote your brand, and I'm going to go back to the home page for this, is to, when you post something here in the feed, I could say, this is the greatest thing since hot tuna. And then I can click to post it. But see up here, I can post it so that anyone can see it. I can post it so anyone and my Twitter followers can see it. I can post it only to my connections. I can post it to specific group members. And you can see here, I can click among my groups and find the particular group that I want to do. And I'm discarding that. I'll go back because I'm not going to send that out. Or I can actually connect it to an event. So any of those will help me promote my brand. I'm going to discard that for right now. Another great way to do this is when you're posting in here, to use hashtags and tags. Now, let's say that I have just, let's see, what could I post real quick here? Oh, I know. Here, I'm going to go over to content. I'm going to look at some tips here. Okay, so let's say that I decide that this is what I want to post. Okay. So I'll go back here and I can post it in here. And if I want to make sure that the right people see this, I can go hashtag, what is this post? hashtag LinkedIn. I can do hashtag LinkedIn profile. And you can see as I'm typing these in, it's going to give these to me. So I can do hashtag profile tips. I can do hashtag LinkedIn profile. I can do hashtag personal. Let's see if it will give me that. Yeah, hashtag personal branding tips. So I could do that and then, post it. And then I can come back in my comments and I can leave a comment. I can comment right here and I can put in, I just posted this tip. So Dumont, what do you think is so great about this tip? Who's it for? And then I can type in my @ sign, the A in the little circle, and put that person's name and it's going to come up. I'll show you okay, so @ Dumont Owen, these other people. So I can actually attach these people and ask them to make a comment. Now, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to. Okay, another thing that you can use is, and let me go over here in my tools. Okay, I found this yesterday. This is a great resource. It's also asked. And when you type in a term, it maps out all the different things that people could be asking. What are the top 10 brands? How do brands stand out? How do brands become popular? So I could take any of those questions and answer it on LinkedIn. And that's a great way to find new content. Okay, and then finally, nurture relationships. And this is really, I think, so much easier depending on whether you have LinkedIn or LinkedIn Sales Navigator, because if you have Sales Navigator, you can keep a record of it, and you can add these people to leads lists. You can put notes in there so that you know why you connected with them or what was going on. So it's a really great way of moving those relationships further without spamming people. I mean, one of the reasons that LinkedIn has really cracked down on the number of people you can invite each week is because people don't want to be spammed. And they've had a real lashback on that. So don't spam people. They'll like you a lot better. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back over here real quick and check for questions. Oh, okay. Okay, so Lonnie's asking how you know that you have a strong brand. That's a really good question. A strong brand repels as much as it attracts. And by that, I mean, a strong brand is not going to attract the people that are your ideal clients. They're going to look at it and it's not going to mean anything to them. A strong brand is one that attracts your ideal clients and repels everyone else. So, in my work, I work primarily with coaches and consultants and some other service providers, virtual assistants and people like that. And so for them, I want to attract them with my brand. But at the same time, as I want to attract them, I don't want to attract people that I don't think I can help or a good match. So in coaches, I might decide I want to attract career coaches, but I don't want to attract business coaches or marketing coaches or sales coaches. So I could actually create that with my headline and say, helping career coaches promote their brands on LinkedIn. Now, I don't have to say help career coaches, but not consultants. because consultants is another key word, and therefore I would probably attract consultants too, and that's not part of my brand. So be sure that you're really clear on your brand, and then wherever your brand is stated or promoted, that it is absolutely crystal clear and it has the words that are going to attract your ideal clients and customers. So, Lonnie, I hope that answered your question. I will be checking back in here. So if you have a question and I haven't answered it yet, please feel free to leave it in the comments and I will definitely answer it. So go out there and promote those brands on LinkedIn and let me know how it goes, okay? So this is Dumont Owen saying ta-ta for now.